Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Benchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chap. 17 sec, one of Jane Eyre, an autobiography.
S.
Ah.
Jane Eyre, an autobiography. Charlotte Brontë. Chap. 17 sec 1. A week passed, and no news arrived of Mr. Rochester. 10 days, and still he did not come. Mice. Lease to London, and thence to the continent, and not show his face again at Thornfield for a year to come. He had not unfrequently quitted it in a manner quite as abrupt and unexpected. When I heard this, I was beginning to feel a strange chill and failing at the heart. I was actually permitting myself to experience a sickening sense of disappointment. But rallying my wits and recollecting my principles, I at once called my sensations to order. Mistake of supposing Mr. Rochester's movements a matter in which I had any cause to take a vital interest. Not that I humbled myself by a slavish notion of inferiority. On the contrary, I just said, "You have nothing to do with the Master of Thornfield, further than to receive the salary he gives you for teaching his practical, and to be grateful for such respectful and kind treatment as, if you do your duty, you have a right to expect at his hands. Be sure that is the only tie he seriously acknowledges between you and him. So don't make him the object of your refined feelings, your raptures, adonies, and so forth. He is not of your order. Keep to your caste, and be too self-respecting to lavish the love of the whole heart, soul, and strength." I went on with my day's business tranquilly. Should quit Thornfield, and I kept involuntarily framing advertisements and pondering conjectures about new situations. These thoughts I did not think to check. They might germinate and bear fruit if they could. Mr. Rochester had been absent upwards of a fortnight. When the post brought Miss Fairfax a letter, she looked at the direction and perused the document I went on taking. My coffee, we were at breakfast. It was hot, suddenly rose to my face, while my hand shook spilled half the contents of my cup into my saucer to consider, what I sometimes think we are, to quiet a chance of being busy enough now, Miss Fairfax, still holding the note before her spectacles, to request an explanation. I tied the string of Atlas pinafore to be loose smoked. I said nonchalantly, "Mr. Soon, indeed he is in 3 days, he says Thursday, and not alone either. People at the Lees are coming with him, best bedrooms to be prepared. Out I am to get more kitchen hens from the Georgian, Mulcoat, and from wherever else I can, maids and the gentlemen there." Well, that's it. And Miss Fairfax swallowed her breakfast and hastened away to commence operations. 3 days were, as she had foretold, busy enough. All the rooms at Thornfield beautifully clean and well arranged was mistaken. 3 women were got to help, and such scrubbing, brushing, such washing of paint and beating of carpets, putting up of pictures, such polishing of mirrors and lustres, fires in bedrooms, cheering of sheets and feather beds and hearths beheld either before or since. If the preparations for company and the prospect of their arrival through her into ecstasies, as she called frocks and arranged the new. For herself, the front chambers jump on and off the bedsteads. Mattresses and piled up bolsters and pillows before the enormous fires roaring in the chimneys. From school duty she was exonerated by service, and I was all day in the storeroom and the cook learning to make custards and juice cakes and French pastry, truss game and garnishes at dishes. The party were expected to arrive on Thursday afternoon in time for dinner at 6. To nurse chimers accepted. Still, now and then, cheerfulness. And was, in spite of myself, of that's importance. And dark conjectures. See the third story staircase door which of late had always been kept locked up and slowly, and give passage to the form of grace. Pool in prim cap, white apron and handkerchief. When I watched her glide along the gallery, her quite tread muffled in a list slipper, the bustling top seat of bedrooms just say a word, perhaps. The proper way to polish a grate or clean a marble mantelpiece. Take stains from papered walls and then pass on. Then the kitchen once a day, eat her dinner on the hearth. And go back, carrying her pot of porter with her, for her private solace in her own gloomy haunt, warm hour. In the 24 did she pass with her fellow servants below, rest of her time was spent in some low-siled story, prisoner in his dungeon. The strangest thing of all was in the house, except me, noticed her habits at them. No one discussed her position or employment. Solitude or isolation. I once, indeed, lay in one of the charwomen, of which Grace formed the subject, had been saying something I had not caught, and the charwoman remarked, "Good wages, yes." Said Lee, "I wish I had as good, that mine arta." Complain of there is no stinginess at Thornfield, 5th of the summer school receives, and she is laying by, she goes every quarter to the bank at Mucote. She has saved enough to keep her independent if she liked to leave. I suppose she's got used to the place, and then she's not 40 yet, and strong and able for anything. She is. Good hen, dare say, said the charwoman. Wah, she understands what she has to. To nobody better, rejoined Lee significantly. That it is not, was the reply. The charwoman was going on, but Shirley turned and perceived me, nudge. Doesn't she now? I heard the woman whisper. Lee shook her head. The conversation was of course dropped. This that there was a mystery of Thornfield. I was purposely excluded. Thursday came, all work had been completed the previous evening. Carpets were laid down, bed hanging festooned, radiant white. Candlepins spread, tables ranged, furniture rubbed, flowers piled in vases. Looked as fresh and bright as hands could make them. The hall was scoured, and the great carved clock and banisters of the staircase were polished to the brightness of glass. The dining room, the sideboard flashed resplendent with plate, in the drawing room and boudoir. Faces of exotics bloomed on all sides. Afternoon arrived, mice, her best black satin gown, her gloves and her gold. What, it was her part to receive the company, to conduct the ladies to their rooms and see that the two would be dressed. Little chance of being introduced to the party that day at least. However, to please her, I allowed Sophie to apparel her in one of her short, full muslin frocks. For myself change, I should not be called upon to quit my sanctum of the schoolroom. It had been a mild, serene spring day, one of those days which towards the end of March or the beginning of April doeth as heralds of summer. It was drawing in, and now the evening was even warm. The window open. It gets late, said Miss Fairfax, entering in rustling state. I am glad I ordered dinner an hour after the time Mr. mentioned, for it is past 6 now. The gates to See if there is anything on the road a long way from them. The direction of Mulcoat. She went to the window. Here he is, said she. Well, John leaning out, they're coming. Ma'am was. There answer. Adel flew to the window. I followed, taking care to stand on one side so that screened by the curtain. I could see without being seen. Long by that last wheels were heard 4 equestrians galloped up the drive, and after them came 2 open carriages. To be continued.